This week at NASA. The three new members of the Expedition 27 crew are busy making the International Space Station their new home for the next 5 months. Flight engineers Alexander Samakutyev, Andrei Borzenko, and Ron Garan arrived at the station in their Soyuz spacecraft, following a successful journey from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The craft, dubbed the Gagarin for Yuri Gagarin, who became the first human in space 50 years ago this week, docked to the Poist module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment. The trio joined Expedition 27 commander Dmitry Kondratyev and flight engineers Katie Coleman and Paolo Nespoli. The six will continue research into the effects of microgravity on the human body, biology, physics, and materials.
Now that we have the major construction done, we are in the utilization phase of the space station. So we are doing on the space station now what it was designed to do, and that's cutting-edge science, cutting-edge research, and opening up, doors to discovery.
NASA managers will hold a flight readiness review on Tuesday, April 19th, to assess the team's ability to support launch of Space Shuttle Endeavour on STS-134. Barring unforeseen issues, the FRR is expected to conclude with the selection of an official launch date for the mission. Endeavour's liftoff from the Kennedy Space Center is targeted for April 29th at 3:47 p.m. Eastern. The STS-134 crew will have among its members astronaut Mike Fink, who returns to the International Space Station after living there for a year's time on 2 previous missions. A veteran of 2 Soyuz flights, this will be the Pittsburgh native's first flight on a shuttle.
My job on the mission is to be first and foremost MS1. What does MS1 mean? Mission Specialist number 1. I sit up on the flight deck in the cockpit and help with launching and landing of this complex aerospace vehicle. It's really amazing what the shuttle can do. So I like to think that some of the skills that I learned in flying as a flight engineer in the Soyuz, I'm helping my shuttle friends work on.
For a suit that you didn't want to go.
NASA headquarters welcomed students from Maryland School for the Blind in Baltimore to Disability Mentoring Day. The students, ages 12 to 15, rotated through several stations, exploring and learning through touch about the Space Shuttle, the Hubble Space Telescope, the Mars rovers, and other NASA programs. They also met and chatted with NASA scientists and engineers. The annual event encourages students to strive for success and consider careers in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Inside the Jet Propulsion Laboratory's spacecraft assembly facility, news media donned special clean room garments for a close-up look at NASA's next Mars rover, Curiosity.
We're looking to see if there is any evidence that there was ever life there. Maybe there still is. So we don't want to take something to Mars with us and then discover something only to realize that it didn't actually come from Mars. We brought it with us. So we're trying to keep everything as clean as we possibly can.
This is the most assembled the press has ever seen this vehicle. It's got the arm, the remote sensing mast, the mobility system. This is a completely assembled Mars rover.
The rover recently completed tests under simulated space and Mars surface environmental conditions. The mission spacecraft, including the rover and other components, will be shipped to the Kennedy Space Center in May and June. Launch of the Mars Science Laboratory and Curiosity is scheduled between November 25th and December 8th.